Good evening, welcome to Look North. Our top story tonight. Will high-speed rail ever reach us? A new report dismisses the project and says it's time to look at regional rail links instead. But one local politician calls the report short-sighted and deeply flawed. Does it mean the end of the line? Thank you for joining us. First tonight, a new report has dismissed the idea of building the high-speed rail link from London all the way to Yorkshire. Now, despite years of planning, the National Infrastructure Commission says the controversial HS2 line should stop at Nottingham. They recommend upgrading railways across the Pennines instead. But business leaders and politicians here say we need to do both. Here's our transport correspondent, Spencer Stokes.
More than a decade in the planning, are we witnessing the slow death of the proposed high-speed rail line to Yorkshire? Work to build HS2 from London to Birmingham is well underway, but today the government's own National Infrastructure Commission suggested regional links across the north should now be prioritised.
Packages which link up large centres of population which are relatively close together with higher capacity and more regular services will be the ones most likely to give you the most bangs for your buck.
The report says building the full Y-shaped HS2 from London to Manchester and to Leeds would cost £86 billion. It suggests HS2 should now terminate in the East Midlands and instead there would be upgrades between the East Midlands and Leeds and a potential new line between Leeds and Manchester. But this would cost at least £108 billion. A higher cost, but with greater economic benefits, according to the report.
HS2, shame on you!
And it's been well received by those who oppose HS2.
I'm delighted that finally the experts are starting to agree with the Yorkshire communities that east-west connectivity is more important than a train to London that may not be built in 2040. We would have never started from here if we'd have started from scratch in the north, and the money needs to go into the north for next year's Great Yorkshire recovery, and they need to completely forget HS2 and have some sensible plans for the north.
We're getting on both with the eastern leg of HS2 and with Northern Powerhouse Rail.
Just last week, the Prime Minister reaffirmed his commitment to HS2, but business leaders still worry that Manchester will get its link south and Yorkshire will miss out.
What I think they've got wrong is they haven't considered building HS2 from the north to the south, starting in Leeds, which is the right way to phase the eastern leg of HS2. And what we need is an integrated high-speed network, and that means that the East Midlands and Yorkshire have got to be better connected, and the only way of doing that is building a new line.
The National Infrastructure Commission report is just one piece of evidence that will feed into the government's final decision. A decade after conception, HS2's eastern leg to Yorkshire hangs in the balance. Spencer Stokes, BBC Look North.
Well, our reporter Tom Ingle is here. HS2 has always divided opinion, Tom. You've covered the story many times in South Yorkshire. What does this report mean for HS2 in our region?
Yes, I was just thinking, Amy, it's a full 10 years we've been talking about HS2 now. 2009 it was born. This report is significant, I think, because it's the first time an official body has come out and said, do you know what, we've got a lot of rail projects going on, they're going to be very expensive. Where's the best value for public money? Is it building high-speed transport links to London, or is it better to go across the Pennines first? And they've plumped for the latter there. Now, that could mean this proposed Trans-Pennine link between Leeds and Manchester goes ahead of the construction of HS2 through Yorkshire. It doesn't completely rule out the construction of HS2, but it does say that should come second to regional links.
We can't forget that people have lost their homes in Doncaster, for example, to make way for HS2. So if this is scrapped, what does it mean for them? Well,
more uncertainty, I'm afraid, because, of course, this report that's come out today, damning as though it is, isn't the end of the line for HS2, because there is another report to come at the end of January, believe it or not, and that's probably where the government will make their decision. However, tonight there is huge criticism from South Yorkshire, deeply flawed, and a mess is how they're describing this report.
We could be talking about it for another 10 years, Tom.
Yes.
Thank you.